Hello everybody and welcome to once again another Let's Play, but this time I was planning on playing this on the PS3, and then I have this issue. I don't know if it's just a Jack HD problem or what it is, but whenever I go to punch while I'm moving up, it will send Jack careening off completely in a different way. So I decided, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe the PS5 version works better. Well, at least the PS2 version works better. It happened right here, too, by the way. It just... Okay, so I think it's probably okay. I don't know. But yeah, so... I also ended up accidentally going the wrong way. I clicked at everything, but I went in such a weird way that I was like, you know what? Fudge this. I'm just going to start over completely. Yeah, we're finally here making it to Jack 3 after all this time. A very long time. I've been waiting to do it because I was wanting my brother to do it because this is his favorite Jack game. And I thought, well, I kind of owe it to him to do that. However, two things. Technically, I could have done Ratchet with my friend. Because I guess, if I'm not mistaken, which, I mean, by now it's probably most likely changed by now. His favorite Ratchet at the time was Ratchet 3. And I didn't do it with him because, well, I just kind of wanted to do Ratchet myself. Because I like my Ratchets as well. I like Jack's, Ratchets, and Sly's, but I don't know. My brother really likes Jack 3 a lot, and I was like, you know, it's been a while since I even messed with it. I mean, I typically prefer to play Ratchet over Jack sometimes. That's partly why as well. It's a little easier for me to do that. If somebody else could play Sly, I'd probably let them do that instead, too. Not that I don't like Jack. I do like my Jacks. Personally, for me, when it comes to playing, I prefer Ratchet over, you know, Jack and Sly, but I prefer Jack over Sly. I think that's just always going to be a thing for me. Well, either way, so that ended up going kind of down in the pits because he was a bit rusty, and I had this stupid brain thought. This very dumb brain thought of like, well, he's having a hard time doing it, so we're not making a lot of progress. And that was, I think, what really got me. And that's something I need to start working on too, is like, who cares? Because I was worried about the Let's Play aspect of it more so than I was about having fun. Basically, I ended up ruining Jack 3 for us because even though he was rusty, yes, I mean, hell, even right now I fucking died. Now, granted, I mean, I don't get pissed off too much when people die. It's just more so, like, if we're doing the race stuff, and if you lose the race and you have to do it again, it's like, well, I don't want to fucking play the game anymore. There's times like that, like, even in my own playthroughs, where I'll even do that as well, where I'll do a mission or something along the lines of that, and if I can't beat this thing on my first go-around, I'm just not going to want to play it anymore. I don't have the patience anymore. For certain games. Mega Man, I think especially is the case, where if like I can't beat this level, I'm not going to bother with playing the rest of the game. Or at least until I get to Dr. Wily, you know. Or even Sigma. I usually don't even do the Sigma missions, to be fair. I don't care anymore. That's just how my gaming experience has been over the years. Is if I can't get past a certain point in the beginning, I'm probably not going to want to play the rest. Which is really annoying, but it's just how it is. But just like Jack 2, we still have Dark Jack. As you saw earlier, when I knocked these guys down a peg, we ended up getting, well, you know, turning into Dark Jack, forcefully turning into Dark Jack. Which, by the way, Dark Jack still does a thing where he does send you flying off the map if you're not careful. So, I would recommend for this part of it, doing the kick attack and not really the punch attack. But, in terms of Dark Jack stuff, I think that Jack 3 does a really good job when it comes to this sort of element. I like, well, something else I forgot to explain too is we do actually have more defense. Instead of taking 2 hits per attack, we have 1 hit. Or in this case, half of a hit. The health system works almost kind of the same way that it does in Jack 1, where you have a limited amount of health, like 4 hits and then you die. However, this game actually does give you upgrades too, which is really cool. There's a lot of cool things. Also, Jack's design is pretty sick. And now we have the Blaster mod. Off to a great start. Remember the scatter gun for the first game? I also want to autistically talk about these guns, which was something I was going to do in our playthrough, which I was kind of doing, but it's kind of hard to do that when someone else is playing, because I can't really show off all the aspects of that. I can't just force somebody to do that. And depending on the game in question, you know, some people just might not want to do that, which is what ruined Kingdom Hearts 2, kind of. Well, that's half of it. Half of the reason. The other half was audio problems. One half was like, I wanted to autistically explain all the skills and different things, but someone was like, nah, fuck you. It's like, okay, well, fuck this then. Fuck you. I actually like this mission here. I think it's kind of fun. I don't mind the whole, like, Leaper stuff. I think Leaper stuff is kind of fun, but the Doom Buggy and what have you gets kind of irritating. Yeah, getting to play the game on my own, I can definitely at least be able to control the things I want to talk about, and that's what kind of ruined Jak 3 playthrough first, was I wasn't taking it casually. You know, I wasn't just letting my brother kind of have fun with it like he's supposed to. It's just more so, you know, no, it's my Let's Play, so I admit fault for letting that die when it shouldn't have died. Because I'm a goddamn idiot. So, it happens. Hey, I'll call out people on their bullshit, you know, when it comes to it. But I call out my bullshit too. I'm not against that at all. I know when I'm the one that usually is the bad guy in the question. So. But here we are now. There's no need to gripe about things of the past. If anything, at some point I may just... Speaking of which, I kind of fucked up already. I may end up deciding to just, like, go back. Like, once I get the... Because, for me, a lot of it is, you know, it's a Let's Play that I have not done yet. I kind of want to... I want to make progress in said Let's Play. I want this to be a good Let's Play. But then when you let it happen co-op, it's like you got to take away that... You got to take away that aspect of trying to make anything happen. You have to just let things play it out themselves, let people have fun, and that was the issue with this. So maybe in the future we could always do another Jak 3 co-op thing, and then I could just be satisfied knowing that, hey, I did Jak 3, Let's Play. It's kind of funny, too, I shit on him for fucking things up, and yet here I am completely missing one little bugger that we gotta go get, annoyingly enough. I was trying to see if it was actually a bug or not. Oh, you know what? I'll take that L. That's fine. God. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, guys, just turn it off. Don't watch this. This is actually fucking terrible. But it's easier to kind of... Because, like, when I'm the one doing it, it's easier to kind of just deal with it. Because I'm kind of stubborn when I'm doing something. But watching somebody else do something, it's like, oh my god, hurry up. It's an issue that I have. I know. I know it is. That's why I'm talking about it. Yeah, I would have had this... This would have been a lot faster if I didn't just fuck this all up, and I would have grabbed this guy first. Oh well. Who cares? It's fine. I could make up for it, I hope, maybe. Hopefully. But yeah, it's funny. I was like, oh, I want to autistically talk about the guns. And now that I'm the one playing it, it's like, I don't have an option to talk about the guns. That's another thing, too, is like, I wanted to do that as well. Same thing with Kingdom Hearts 2, like I mentioned before. And now that I'm the one playing it, it's like, okay, there really is just no time to talk about this type of stuff. I have... Like, this game just kind of goes into another thing and another thing and another thing right after another. It's going to be a difficult thing to try to explain. I think this is a race mission? Possibly? Yes. Let's just do it now, get over with. I like this one. This one's kind of fun. I hope I'm not getting fucking drift, because something's going on with my controller. My left stick. I don't know. Like, it's careening toward the right side. I don't know why it's doing that. Started to think that just might just be a jack thing in general. I was going to check on, PS2 and see if that was actually an original problem or not. But my PS2 was giving me problems, so I just said, fuck it, whatever, I don't care. I'll deal with it later. Like, I gotta test these things out, because I don't know what it is about jack, but for some reason, like, it just feels like I have no control over it. Sometimes. It's bizarre. Oh, well. I think he goes lefty, yep. You have to glide there just so you can land that. Yeah, see, like, I do kind of, like, know the layout of some of these things dead off hand, so. I've played Jak 3 a considerable amount. It may be my brother's favorite game, but I have played it quite a bit, so I do kind of understand where things are at to an extent. I don't know where everything's at. I've not done everything. I have the platinum for the game, so does he. But that's because of, well, the debug menu. So, yeah. Fuck all that noise. Collecting 600 goddamn precursor orbs just sounds like a nightmare. It just is a nightmare. Who am I kidding? Yeah, we already have 20 of them. Like, yeah, you get quite a few of them when you do side quests or side missions, sure. But I'll tell you this right now, though. Some of those side missions are really annoying, and some of those side missions... Well, they're not side missions, but just finding them out inside the environment also really irritating. Speaking of which, I think I was wrong about this too when I talked about it in our co-op. So, the game makes a sound when you do multiple of these at once. But I don't think it gives you a combo thing. I think it just... Like right now. Like I got 22. Those were 2. I thought it would give you like an extra point if you do a combo. That doesn't seem to be the case. So... I'm dead ass wrong about that too. Which is a good thing to talk about, because it's like, well, it's very obvious. Like, yeah, like I said, I've played Jak 3 a considerable amount, but that doesn't mean that I know everything. I just am pretty okay at game, and I like to play games, so. Oh, either way, just, yeah. Am I even recording right now? I mean, the computer's making noise, so yeah, it's gotta be. Ooh. That's 2 misses at once, because I was trying to be sneaky. I gotta mute my mic in a second. Give me a sec. Once I get past this.
You cracked it, Jack. Don't touch it. Dark Eco. Yeah, you're impressed now, aren't you?
God damn, sorry. Yeah, I have like some weird sinus things going on right now. It's really bothering the hell out of me. Like my throat is coughing up a lung. My nose was giving me issues earlier. Like, is today just a terrible fucking day? Which is funny too, because technically it was, actually, now that I think about it. Well, okay, you guys wouldn't know anything about that, but the point is, like, I remember waking up today thinking to myself, oh man. Well, just even like last night, I was like, I know better. I shouldn't be an idiot, but I'm gonna be an idiot, and then I'm an idiot, and here I am, sitting in my own idiocy, wondering, like, yeah, that sounds about right. I'm an idiot. It's not gonna affect the Let's Plays any, at least it shouldn't. Also, I think this side mission might be the one I'm thinking of that gives us the precursor orb. By the way, these guys will attack you, and they will hurt you. So don't try to beat up people just for no reason. Yep, that's the one I thought it was. See, once again, this is a case of I know where it's at. I think that's what really kind of bugs me, is like when I'm watching somebody play a game that they don't know where everything's at, which I get, like, that's a sign of low intelligence, but I guess it's true. For my ass, at least, probably. Getting mad at watching people play a game that they just don't play very often is... I know it's kind of dumb, but that's just been a thing I've had a problem with for ages. Ever since I was a kid. I've just been kind of bred into that idea of, like, if I'm going to do something, I have to do it my way. No matter what it is. Annoyingly enough. I'm trying to work on it a little bit, but... It ain't easy, man. It's not easy. Oh, well, either way. We got the orbs. We got quite a few. I know the game said we had secrets we can get, but I'm not sure if any of those might be upgrades. I can check, at the very least. Wow, that goes fucking fast. Yeah, weapon upgrades are right here, obviously. And it looks like the only ones we got right now are just basically haha funny, big head mode, and things of that nature. I've never been a big fan of big head mode or anything like that. I know there are people that are. I'm not trying to say that I wish that they were not included. It's just more so that I've never been really interested in things like that, personally. If I'm going to get anything out of something, it's usually like skins or maybe, I don't know, maybe a filter might, for a little bit, might be neat. I'm a basic bitch. What can I say? Just basic white bread at this point. I like basic white bread things, it seems. Well, it's mainly because, like, the games I tend to play, I'm trying to have like a certain type of skill behind, or, you know, I usually, whatever the game gives me, I try to take that and try to do my best at it. I.e., of course, you know, hardcorean. So, that helps. Alright, let's do this. It's mission time. Sort of. Well, now we gotta learn how to drive the cars in the desert. A big aspect of this game now is the desert. It's not hard at all, of course. Although, if you're like me, you can probably fuck this... Okay. If you're like me, you could possibly fuck this up somehow in some strange way. Surprisingly enough. Also, the cars are really weird. They have this sort of ragdoll effect. Like a massive ragdoll effect to them a lot of the time. So, that's something to kind of watch out for. This was going to teach you how to jump in place, sort of. Not something you really technically need a lot, but it's there. And it begins. The infamous race. Oh boy. I really should have just done... you know, it really would have saved the Let's Play if I would have just done this the first time. I should have just been like, hey, look, I know where everything's at. Just give me the fucking controller. Ugh. Already off to a great start, too. That's fine. They don't really rubber band as hard, I don't think. Not that I know of. I mean, this guy was clearly slowing down for a little bit, so... But the idea of this race is that you want to try to get every boost that you possibly can. You don't want to miss boosts at all. Which is something that my brother was unfortunately doing. So... The turning on this is complete fucking ass, because once you start turning too far, the car itself is just going to go craning off. Which I understand that if he was having troubles driving it, I don't blame him. But, truthfully, you know, the only way to really lose this race is to not grab boosts, and to also just end up getting yourself ragdolled into a situation you can't get out of. And as long as you can just jump and remember to do that, and also, you know, jump off ramps and such, and not go out of bounds too much, you should be alright. Because again, it's really not even it's not really a hard race, though, to be fair. It's just long and obnoxious. That's all. And I don't want to do it. I want to go shoot things. I want to go play Jack 2. But you can't. And I want to talk about the cool weapons that we got, like the scatter gun and all that. And it took me an incredibly long time to find out that those are based off eco colors. Or at least I don't remember ever knowing that. Maybe there was somebody that might have pointed out before and I, you know, thought of it and then forgot about it. But that's cool, though. Red being power, yellow being range, blue being speed, and I guess purple being dark. Or at least you could consider, like, ultimate power, I guess, maybe? Something like that. I'm just gonna say dark in general, because even though Peacemaker is pretty damn powerful, its other subset of weapons, especially the last one, is pretty damn powerful. So... But I still think that red is meant to be power itself. And since, you know, this is Jack 3, I can talk about Jack 2 guns. Red, scattergun, power. So, you know, it's a shotgun. It's up close and personal and strong. I guess that could be something we could say, too, is up close and personal. But Jack 3 does have weapons in the red that... One of the weapons does have a bit more range to it. So, I don't know if that would really count, I guess. Yellow being range, because, you know, in that game you shoot yellow eco in the first game. And then the blaster is a ranged weapon. Red eco back in Jack 1 was all about being strong enough to punch big guys in one hit. Blue was about, in Jack 1 was about speed. And speed being the Gatling gun that you get in Jack 2. And then, of course, dark eco being dark. Gives you dark, nasty abilities, I guess you could say. Maybe. And then that would be like the Peacemaker just being a nasty weapon that theoretically is really strong. I'm not doing any of the desert side missions because I've never done them much. I've tried and have always failed and just... I'm not going to bother with it. Alright, so Marauders. They will do everything they can to ram into you at all times and bug the shit out of you. But luckily the Coliseum's right here, so we don't have to take too much of a trip to get away from them. But they are really obnoxious. And back out in there. But if you do kill them, you will end up getting a boost out of it. Yeah, trying to run away from this is kind of hard. It's really tricky. They'll usually just come careening toward you and just try to ram into you, because that's like the best way they can do it, because they have an armored vehicle and we really don't. And, well, these guys are assholes and not giving us a car like the Sand Shark with a weapon on it, because they want to test our ability to drive out in the field while getting shot at, mind you. And unfortunately, you cannot use your guns while in the cars. You'll have to hop out of it, unless the car itself has a gun attached. Yeah, the best way to avoid them is just to drive either left or right for a little while, and then just do it that way. This mission also goes on for too fucking long, too. They really want you to like the desert stuff, and I don't blame them for that, but holy guacamole, you guys really, really went too far in the beginning part of it. I don't really care much for how many different goddamn driving missions there are in the very beginning of this game. Like I said before, I don't really hate the idea of the desert. I think that's what makes Jak 3 really cool as well. Besides obviously having 12 fucking guns. Which is sick as hell, mind you. And I think I mentioned this in the co-op thing that didn't get done, but if we ever did get like a Jak 4, either get one new gun for every color or, you know, completely just rehaul and... I wouldn't say completely rehaul, but change up some of the guns. Or maybe get green. Like a whole 5th color. That'd be neat. Same guns from Jak 3, but now we get a 5th different color. And I don't know what they would... I think I remember telling my brother about it. Like, oh, I think it'd be kind of cool if maybe it's like a healing thing. Like, the first gun is like maybe like a submachine gun that... You know, it's like an automatic, slightly, you know, lightweight submachine gun that fires kind of fast. That also... maybe slightly heals. And then, like, other guns could be more powerful with more powerful heals. Something like that. Because, you know, it's health-based. Like, lifesteal could be one of them. Like, the second gun could be a lifesteal gun. Doesn't necessarily give you health, but it just takes away from them, maybe. But then you gotta also think about the different benefits that the weapons give you whenever you use the melee combat. Well, that's not for me to find out. That's for devs to figure out, I guess. And to be fair, the submachine gun idea kind of sounds stupid. I think he mentioned that it would be cool if it was a sniper rifle. And I kind of figured, like, that's a pretty heavy weapon. Like, what if we make that, like, the 3rd weapon for it? Like, you start off small with it, and then you kind of get bigger weapons as you go through it. And then the 3rd weapon could be, like, a sniper type thing. Which I think sounds cool, though. I think the idea of a sniper does sound cool, though. Which, yeah, I get it. Technically, we already have both of those. We already have a rifle. We already have, you know, well, a sniper, kind of, which will be the blaster, but Like an actual thing would be neat. But maybe I'm going too far. Maybe Jack doesn't need that. Who knows? Maybe you could go back to Jack 2 and have, like, limited weapons. Alright, so this race is very, very picky about things. You need to be very careful, as you can tell already. Well, the good news is, I know better. I know this race like the back of my hand, and I missed a hoop. I know for a damn fact that once you fuck up, there's no point. Like, I get it, you know, sometimes I can be stubborn too, but this is one of those careful cases of, nah, Chief, you're not getting back from that unless you really, really, really tried really hard and cut every last little corner. Like, you can even see right here, for example, like, this asshole is just, you know, really up my ass. And they also can knock you off, too. It's really annoying. But I'll restart the race if I know for a damn fact that I'm fucked. Which right now we should be okay. And that's how this race kind of works. You need to be very careful about just damn near everything. Like, even one single inch of messing up is going to send you careening off and losing the race. It's really obnoxious. And you have to kind of just also know somewhat, unless you have decent reaction time, you have to somewhat know where they're going to appear at. There's going to be one eventually that's going to be kind of weird. Also, my hands are getting sweaty, and I can feel my thumb slipping off the controller. Ugh. No. Yeah, right about here, the camera's going to start kind of focusing in, and it's going to be a weird, a really somewhat difficult turn. This is a difficult jump, too. You have to jump and then double jump at the right spot. So, there you go. That's how you win that fucking race. I know it. I know how annoying that one is. That's why I should have just done it myself, but I was like, fuck it, he can do it. Maybe. It took him a bit. Again, I can't really say I blame him for that, but goddamn, like, I'm just saying, you know, in the beginning of Jak 3, it's pretty ruthless when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Which is fine. I mean, if you have the patience for it, and if you're playing the game on your own, and you're okay with that, then fine. But if you're like me, and you're doing a Let's Play, you kind of want it to get done so you don't bore the audience. Because that is an unfortunate thing that I tend to kind of think about. Which I know I shouldn't, but it just happens that way. Fucking assholes. Pretty sure you can Yoshi this type of stuff. Like, you can just jump straight off a leaper. No. Okay, I was wrong. Alright, well. Either way, we still gotta jump off him now anyway. I like punching the door because I like pretending like it makes it load faster. I don't think it does. Since I'm playing on PS5, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the case. This mission can be kind of fun. However, it can also be really obnoxious too. But, hey, that's Jak for you, ain't it? Because for some reason, after the first game, everything just became super fucking hard. That's not true. Jak 2 has its fair share of bullshit. Jak 3, not nearly as much, but it still kind of does. Jak 1, I think, is like the easiest one to really get into. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't mind that Jak is difficult either. The reason why is because I don't feel like it's a normal thing that happened often. Like in the PS2 era, like we had a lot of really difficult platformer games. Like even before that, like PS1 and such. I mean, yeah, I guess you can consider Crash. Some people would say Crash is hard. I think that Crash has its moments of being difficult, but either way, I think Jak kind of takes that same sort of concept too. And then you look at a game like Spyro, and Spyro was never really super hard either. Yeah, it had its moments like every other game does, but I'm just saying, like, it definitely felt like it was one of those games where it's very, for the most part, casual-ish friendly. And it's just kind of a little refreshing to see a game like this that doesn't need to treat you like it's a baby, you know, or like you're a baby. Because at this point, it's most likely expecting, you know, teens and adults to probably play a game like this. And they don't need to try to hold your hand too much. Not that Jak 1 really did, it just Jak 1 was a very interesting entry in the Naughty Dog series. Nah, I like it. I still like Jak 1. I'm just saying that, you know, it definitely was very Crash-like with the collectathon aspect of it. And then they saw the writing on the wall, and they're like, you know what? Fuck it. GTA came out. That's popular. Oh yeah, this guy picks you out. I think he does that all the time too, because he did it to my brother too. So yeah, as far as we got to the part where you play as Daxter on one of those like leaper things. So that's as far as we gotten. I got a health back. Cool. Yeah, the reason why I've never done all the side quests in the desert is because I can never find where the fuck half of them are at. Because I get too lazy. So now that we have the sand shark, we can go blow shit up. It's really nice. Really, really goddamn nice. And you can kind of hold on to boost for a bit too, which is really cool. The sand shark is a really nice vehicle. Is that a thing up there I just saw? Did I? Am I seeing shit? I thought I saw a precursor orb. It's just a red light. Of course it is. Be nice if they give you Leaper right here. Well, they give you one right here at least. So there's that. I'm also not a big fan of these things, like vases and stuff respawning. I know sometimes they have health inside. That's probably why they respawn. Most likely. But what bothers me the most is like, did I break that vase? Did I get the precursor orb out of that vase? I don't know. That's another thing I have an issue with this game, is trying to keep track of everything. Without, of course, you know, a guide or something along those lines. So, alley-oop. Alright, going up to Deimos' little hut. And he's got a couple precursor orbs in there too, so be on the lookout for that. And new weapon time. We did no shooting at all. Except for a car. And the first arena fight. And now we've gained access to the second weapon. Third weapon, sorry. Second weapon in the red lineup, though. And like I said, I'll explain those whenever we get the chance to actually use the damn things for something. And I get it, like, it's funny when you play this game. It is funny when you play this game, and it's like, oh, does that just replay the cutscene? What the fuck? Also, if you want to put the gun away, a quick way to do it is just lightly tap L2. I don't remember how I figured that out on my own back in the day, but I did somehow. I think just by accident. Or maybe somebody told me about it. I don't know. Could be the case. I don't think I watched a lot of Jak Tuber stuff, so yeah. I have a really embarrassing story to talk about when it comes to Jak. So, at the time, when I got into Ratchet, Jak was, of course, you know, the other subsequent game that I didn't really play much of. And I remember thinking that Jak was kind of lame in comparison to Ratchet because Jak didn't have the same cool guns. Keep in mind, I'm like 14 or whatever. So, because it took me a little bit to get into Jak and Ratchet and Sly. I had played them, at least Sly. I played Sly, I think, funny enough, I think I played Sly before I played Ratchet and Jak, actually. Shit. Because one of my buddies had it, or one of the neighbor kids had a copy of Sly 2, and we rented it, like, a couple times and couldn't really get into it. And then my friend had Jak and Ratchet, and then showed me that, there's a pot, whatever. And then he showed me those, and then, like, I got TOD was coming out, and I was like, ooh, this game series does look really cool. Anyway, so, got into Ratchet, and then I kept watching a video about, like, Ratchet versus Jak weapons. And again, this is from the mind of, like, a 15, 14-year-old that doesn't know any better about anything game-wise. So, my brain is like, well, Ratchet has better weapons because he's got the Rhino. And also, the guns are, like, futuristic and, like, super destructive and super cool. Unlike Jak, which is just, like, it's just a gray gun with a slightly different weapon attached to it. Like, that's super gay and super lame. Yes, I was that type of guy, I know, but thank God that disappeared. You guys would have hated me when I was about that age, which I wouldn't blame you because I think I was, I started doing Let's Plays, I think, when I was like 17 or 18. So. Oh, did I mention earlier that we get armor, we get more health? I don't think I did. I could show off the guns right now. Alright, so the scatter gun. Basically, just like in Jak 2, if you happen to punch with the scatter gun, you do like a quicker reload, because if you fire it normally, it takes a bit to kind of do so. Or it just basically fires faster when you punch somebody rather than just reload. But I do think, yes, you can do that. You can't skip reload if you punch. Okay. That's the benefit of it. It's good for, I wouldn't really say crowd control necessarily, but it's good for, well, it's got good knockback, and it's good against like smaller enemy types. Then you have the wave concussor, and all this really does, it just shoots off like a thing from the ground. It gives you a little bit more extra height if you really needed that. And this is just more used against like smaller enemies as well, unfortunately. And then for the blaster, I'll have to show that one off later, but basically the main aspect of the blaster itself, give me one sec, is just long-range fighting. Now we got the beam reflexor. Got the best weapon in the entire game already. Good God. I was going to mention earlier, too, that I understand that a lot of what's happening right now seems kind of fast, but there's a story to this game, so that's kind of why it's so fast. But yeah, the beam rifle, it's just essentially a long-range weapon. Alright. I have an idea of where that's at, but because they make it kind of obvious, slightly, like it's over here. Because this is where this stuff is at. So if I can just even remotely pretend that I know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, cool. Yeah, you want to look for like a specific landmark every time that happens. And then once you figure out where that landmark is at, then you go from there. I would shoot off my blaster right now, but that might not be a good idea. I'll do that one later. Like, I want to get weapon upgrades, you know. I would love to get those, but you gotta get precursors to get that, I think. Or not. Oh, yeah, I guess you do. Okay. We can upgrade the scattergun rate of fire right now. You know what? I'll save the upgrades for later. I think it's too early to start getting upgrades. Even though I technically could. I have the money for it, but I do think, honestly, it just doesn't seem like it's the right time to do it. Don't take the tough puppy. Take the sand shark. Unless you have to take something else that the game tells you to. Yep. Of course. Or not. Alright, so here comes the Dax mission. I think we were like an hour in by the time we got here. That just goes to show that when somebody knows what they're doing, they can go through a game. And look, I mean no offense to my brother. I'm just saying that, you know, he was super rusty. And I don't blame him for that. But doing an actual Let's Play and not just like a Super Genius video or just a casual Let's Play thing and trying to actually, I wouldn't say professionally, but which is a big problem with me too, is trying to treat things like it's a professional job. That becomes a problem. And I fucked that up, so here we are. But at least I'm doing Jak 3 on my own accord. If anything, I'll probably make it up to him by letting him play Jak 1 all the way through or something. I don't know. He's going to annoy the shit out of me with that because he's going to want to go for 100%. And I was playing that last time. I got like 94% and I'm like, fuck this. Whatever, I'm out. I don't care. Yeah, I missed a few things. Oh well. And just said, fuck it. Okay. So try not to boost here if you happen to have boost. Because it will probably most likely kill off one of the little leaper guys. This is not a really hard. This is not a very hard mission. It is worth going out of your way. I'll boost here just to just catch up. It is worth, at the very least, trying to destroy some of the cacti that's on the ground, so that way you don't have to run into shit and, of course, slightly stub my toe on something. No surprise. But the whole aspect of this little mission right now is get as close as you can without trying to kill one of these little bastards, which is kind of hard to do sometimes. And then just run right through and you're good. Oh, okay. Also, I wonder if he was having controller problems. I should ask him about that. Like, was he having the same problem I was when he was playing? He probably won't remember, though. As in, like, was the game careening him to the right? Because it feels like it's doing that to me. But that could just be my controller or just the game in general just being like that. I don't know. That's a tough one to make. Alright, one more to go and we're done. And we're out of here. We're out of this business. Perfect. Alright. If you do get too close, sometimes you can accidentally kill them off. But if you're like super close to killing them, one good idea is just to kind of break a little bit and then start back up almost after. Yeah, I gotta show off the high jump. Very dangerous. This comes with a grenade launcher, and we have our first optional mission decision. We have to do them anyway, but they're not optional, they're mandatory, but you get to pick which mission you want to do first. I think, for the sake of it, because we're actually that close to the mission, I'm just going to go ahead and go over here and do this one instead. This is what the jumper is used for. Yeah, the grenade launcher is nice, but for me personally, the Sand Shark works better because I can just kind of shoot in front and then not have to hope for the best, I guess. That's what makes it kind of nice and nifty. Oh yeah, I don't know what was going on yesterday, but I had a beer last night and it fucking hit. I haven't had a beer that hit in a while. It wasn't anything crazy either. It was just like a regular run-of-the-mill beer too, and just I don't know. Just was really nice. Went down really nice. Tasted really nice. I was like, whoa. Have I been thirsty all fucking day? I'm thirsty right now. I've been trying to drink this fucking Gatorade Zero shit. Which, you know, they suck. But I'm trying to avoid sugar a little bit. Because, I drink a lot of that, and that's not good. Not good for you. And these things just suck. Real quick, I want to show you something kind of funny that I typically do. Leap. And there you go. That's how you get those precursor orbs. Because who wants to do it the right way? Hell, to be honest, I would be surprised if this was the right way to do it. I was watching a thing that I saw, because I guess... Well, I saw Nintendo Direct, but I kind of forgot most of what happened in it. But they shown off, like, DK getting, like, a DLC thing, and I guess they have missions attached to it. And, fucking, apparently, like, I guess the Nintendo Treehouse was showing, like, how to do one of the hard missions. And they're doing, like, all these crazy stunts and stuff. And it's like, yeah, even them themselves are trying to show it off. And I think that's really, really cool. I like when game devs or anything of the like, explains, or when they know their game a little more, you know, or like when fighting game devs actually know what a fighting game is and will do combos and stuff and show you, like, cool things you can do with it. But anyway, that'll be it for this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time for some more Jak 3. I think we're definitely going to be doing this, no doubt. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time, and as always, take care, everybody.